Soul Symbols. My name is Shelly. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Saturday. It is the weekly energy card reading. What that is you, the viewer, get to choose from one of 3 tarot decks, and we'll go through and do a quick spread to see what the energies will be like for the next 7 days. It does not need to be the week of September 18th through the 25th in order for the messages to resonate. If you come across this reading at any time, there might be information contained for you. So we have a saying in card reading. It says, we say, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you feel like a message is not resonating, you feel free to leave it by the wayside. It might be a message for someone else. I'm also a big believer in nuggets of information. You know, if you scroll through a reading or if you just hear a few key points that you feel like resonate, then that's the most important thing. It doesn't have to be the entire read and doesn't have to be just one pile or one video either. So that's always important. Now today, as always, I've got 3 decks. We keep the decks in rotation. The first deck we have is the Everyday Tarot by Brigit Esselmont, and on top of it we have a beautiful citrine. The second deck is the Tattoo Tarot, Inked in Intuition, and on top of it we have a beautiful volcanic red quartz. The last deck is the Sun and Moon Tarot by Vanessa Decort, I believe, and on top of it we have a beautiful obsidian or dragon glass. Now, I was kind of drawn. I really wanted to bring out this oracle deck, which is the Mixed Emotions deck by Petra Martin. And what that is that's actually kind of a psychological deck. It's just like a bunch of cards with different emotions on it. And on top of it, we have a beautiful quartz owl. It is Lucky the Left Owl. He has 1 foot, and it's his good foot. It's his left foot. So, Lucky the Left-Footed Owl. Now, as I was pulling out my other decks, I pulled on, I make bags for all of my decks, and all of them have kind of a ribbon closure that you tie shut. And as I was grabbing the other decks, I untied this deck, and it was almost like it was saying, use me, use me. So, so I went ahead and we've got 2 clarifiers this week. And this is, and actually the names of all the decks are in the description box, but this was like a $12 deck that I got at my local bookstore, and it's about meditation, but the names and the authors are always in the description box, and on top of it we have a beautiful opalite dragonfly. But I will go ahead and give you a minute to decide. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. Let's go ahead and move the other decks up. As always, guys, I am wiped. I work way too much and I am tired perpetually. So I'm just trying to get these videos out on time. It's been a challenge lately, but we're going to do it. I even think my tablecloth's all wonky. Alright, deck number 1, the Everyday Tarot. What's your energy for this week? Let's see. Beginning of the week, Everyday Tarot, please. Ooh, okay, we got a popper. I'm trying to take this one too. Okay. Middle of the week. Okay, and clarifiers for the 4 of Pentacles. And end of the week. End of the week. What's our end of the week energy, please? Oh, there we go. Aww. Wow. Got the 6 and the 7 of Cups, which is very rare, seeing as this is a very well shuffled deck. It's not like those 2, they're sequential, but it's not like those 2 cards are always right next to each other. Okay, so 1 card, here we go, we'll go with that one. Ooh, okay. And then let's go ahead and get your meditation card. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm definitely getting a few messages in the beginning of the week. The beginning of the week, you got the Three of Swords crowned by the Page of Cups. So really, the way I see this, I actually kind of read this one of a few ways. The first thing I kind of got is that maybe you are feeling kind of separated from someone. You might have some heartbreak or some kind of separation going on in your life right now. And in the beginning of the week, maybe you're heartbroken over someone, or maybe you've just had a separation, and someone or something is going to kind of comfort you in a really sweet way. And it's going to be, I always look at the Page of Cups as that sweet little emotional gesture. Like, I definitely see it. You don't have to be a child to be in the Page's energy. I always see the Page as being like, it's that open-hearted kind of sweet sentiment that someone does for you. Like, like me and my best friend, we're grown women, right? But sometimes when we're having really heartfelt conversations, or if she's going through something really rough in her life, I will come over and we'll come over and I'll either say something that's just really, really open-hearted, like it's innocent. It's something very innocent and for something very sincere. So what I see here is that maybe you are feeling a separation from someone. Maybe you're feeling some kind of heartbreak, and someone does some kind of sweet thing for you that's just very, very thoughtful and very open, almost like a child. Page of Cups is like being sentimental like a child. One other way I can kind of see this is it's possible that you might be feeling heartbreak because you're away from a child. Maybe you have some visitation, because this is the beginning of the week, so it's over the weekend. Maybe you have some visitation with a child, and it's just you're so happy to see them because you've been separate from them, right? So it can either be some kind of sweet little thing that a friend or one other way I can kind of see this is maybe inside you really are getting over some kind of heartbreak, and just someone does something very, very kind for you. Someone treats you with a lot of kindness, or does something just kind of emotionally innocent, and it makes you feel better, right? It makes you forget about your pain or your troubles. The last way I can kind of see this is that maybe you are doing this for someone else. Maybe someone that you know is going through some kind of painful situation, and you are there to be that comfort for them. But I am almost getting like this might be involving some kind of child. One last way I can kind of read this is that you might have some kind of interaction with a child who is going through a painful situation. Like maybe you know someone whose parents are getting divorced, and you're babysitting or you're watching them, or this could be a family member. Maybe a family member is going through a really rough divorce, and you're like, oh hey, let me go ahead and watch my nephew or my niece. And it's almost like you're watching this child. I'm almost getting a sense like you're trying to make sure that this person is okay. Like I also get that this child's very innocent. That could be someone younger, like if they are a child, like younger than 7, I would say, maybe even younger than 5. But it's almost like you want to make sure that their innocence is not affected by all of the pain that's going on around them, right? But those are kind of the scenarios there for the beginning of the week. The middle of the week, this is really quite interesting, guys. You got the Six of Swords crowned by the Four of Pentacles. So here you do also see, normally in the Six of Swords you see a third character who's actually rowing the boat, but here you just see kind of like what looks like a mother and a child. Honestly, guys, if you are going through some kind of separation, maybe over the weekend you're really concerned about your child, like you don't want them affected by some of the drama that's going on. And by the middle of the week, I just feel like you're really trying to hold on to money. You're trying to move to a better place, but you're also trying to hold on to money. The other thing that I'm kind of getting here is that maybe you are kind of worried about the future. Maybe you might be a little concerned that in order to go forward that you need, you need to kind of pinch every penny. You might be budgeting a little bit. But I don't see this as a bad energy, but I do think that you might have a little bit of a you in your head. It's like you need to hold on to every penny, right? There's a little bit of a fear of something being taken away from you. But the Six of Swords underneath is a really nice movement. The other thing I get is by the middle of the week, it's going to be kind of quiet. You know what I'm almost getting? I'm almost getting that you're feeling a little unnerved by how quiet it is. If this is some kind of separation from someone, maybe you are, things are really just kind of, if things have been chaotic, it's almost like in the middle of the week things get real calm and quiet, and you're moving towards you're moving towards a better place. But it's almost like in the back of your head you're like, oh gosh, is there something going on behind the scenes? Maybe I should squirrel away more money. Are they going to try to take something from me? I am almost getting a little bit of a paranoia. It's almost like things are going so smoothly, but if you get a chance to check out the Six of Swords How to Tarot here on my channel, we talk about how the Six of Swords is almost kind of a numb kind of feeling. There are no highs and there are no lows. It's just right in the middle, right? It's right in the middle. It's almost boring how quiet it is. And it's just one foot in front of the other, right? But I almost get the sense like you feel unnerved by it, like it gets quiet and you're moving in the right direction, but it's almost like in the back of your head you're afraid, okay, is it too quiet? Why is it quiet? There's always drama. Should I start saving more money? It's almost like I'm getting a sense like you're afraid that someone's going to try to take something from you. But things are moving in a good direction. The other thing I kind of see is that I do see kind of, you see buildings in the background there of both of these cards. You see buildings there, and then you see buildings there. So, that's kind of an interesting perception of that, guys. Maybe you're moving away from some kind of institution. And when I say institution, that can be, when you get a divorce, sometimes you're not just, when you're getting a divorce or you're breaking up with someone, sometimes you're not just breaking up with the person. Sometimes you're breaking up with their family dynamic too. Like if and you know what I mean, like, not to make it sound like you're married to the mob or something, but it could be that. It could very well be that. But it's like one of those things where this kind of paranoia is almost like, you're separating from someone, and if their family, like, if you're divorcing someone and their family is always up in your partner, your ex-spouse's business, or their family has supported you somehow as an extension of your marriage, you might be afraid that they're kind of ganging up. Like, that might be where this paranoia is coming from. Like, it's almost like you're not just afraid of moving away from the one person, you're afraid of moving from, the whole family. You know what I mean? And you might think that they might be trying to gang up or try to come after you. But I think this is good because you actually do have 2 sixes. So that's good. But as I do think that it is going to be kind of an eerie quiet. I think you're just afraid that, more drama is coming. You don't want any more chaos. You're ready. The quiet is good, but it almost seems like a little, like it's not your normal, right? Your normal is chaos, so therefore the moment you get some peace, you think something bad's about to happen. But I do see that this is a good card, though, guys. You might be kind of, again, you might be a little worried or feeling like you have to pinch every penny, because you want to be prepared. But by the end of the week, this carries on. This is really beautiful, guys. We've got the 6 of Cups. So we've got 2 cups here that talk about someone handing you a cup. I also see, like, the 6 of Cups, again, you might be returning home to some place or something. you might be staying with a friend. I do get the sense though, but by the end of the week, it is like you're not sure where to go next. You are a little confused, like you have some options. I do get the sense like maybe someone from your past might be kind of reaching out to you and showing you a lot of kindness. Maybe you're staying with a friend, or I'm getting a sense of someone that you've known since childhood, right? It's quite possible that maybe you're staying with family, like a cousin or a sibling. But by the end of the week, I do get a sense of a little bit of confusion. Like you're not quite sure where to go next, because this is going from a 6 to a 7. And but I do, yeah, Page of Wands. You got 2 pages here, guys. I'm getting a lot of like starting over kind of energy. A lot of starting over kind of energy. The other thing I'm also getting here is that it's quite possible that maybe by the end of the week you're either staying with family, or you're going to family events, like your family's events, and you might be watching like the kids play. Like if this is your child and maybe their cousin or something. The other thing I kind of get is like if this does involve children, it's almost like not to sound funny, but you know how in marriages you can have different ways of raising a child. You know how like and you could even boil this down to like differences in religion. If you say that, you know, if one person is of a particular sect of religion, and then you're not religious at all, you would have conflicting beliefs on how to raise your child together, right? Now here I'm kind of seeing like you leaving these buildings, like these buildings are in the distance. Maybe one of the benefits of you moving away from someone, or moving away from a past relationship, is that you've never really agreed with the way that they raise their children, or the way that, you know, the way they run their family, so to speak. So getting away from that institution has been kind of a relief. And then it's like, you know, but then when you get around your family and what you're familiar with and the way you were raised, right? You know, if you get your child away from your crazy spouse and you go over to your family's house, then all of a sudden it feels warm and inviting, right? Like this is how you're supposed to raise children, not that crazy way, right? I'm almost kind of getting that feeling, like you're feeling like you're going back home again, like you're going back to what you're familiar with and what feels good to you. But I do get a sense like there's still confusion. If you've ever had those times in your life where you really do start over, right? And what do? You go back to, it's almost like you lean on yourself, like you think back to what was an earlier version of yourself. So if you got married at 23 and got divorced at 41, you almost start thinking, okay, well, what did I want when I was 23? Before I got married, before I got into all this, you know, worrying about other religions, other people, what my spouse wanted, what I wanted. What do I want? You know, what are my fundamentals? That's what I'm almost kind of getting here. I feel like you're going back to what you believe to be right. But it's almost like, okay, well, what do I want to do from here? Where do I go from here? You know, how do I go forward? But I do think that you feel anchored in your traditions and who you are, right? Not anybody else's traditions, not your spouse's, not your ex-boyfriend's, not anything like that. Now, you got 2 interesting cards here. Is that you got disgusted, revolted, nauseated, repelled, and then you got understanding. And I'm going to read understanding real quick. It says, working out the whys and wherefores of emotions and taking time to develop meditative understanding are key elements of positive living. Keep these thoughts in your mind as you meditate. I can build patience and combat bitter emotions by understanding why I feel this way. I can love better by understanding others and offering sensitive support. I will embrace all things without judgment and enhance my understanding of their nature. So here, guys, yeah, I mean, again, you know, this could be just for yourself, or I do think that you're dealing with some kind of heartbreak right now. Maybe you feel a little repulsed by something that happened to you. Maybe you feel bitter or angry, or just like, God, why did I let that happen to me? But I think, this really, understanding really does kind of remind me of the Six of Cups, Six of Swords. It's really about thinking, because this is a swords card, right? It's really about thinking about what happened, not ruminating on it, but just moving forward, kind of accepting what happened. And again, by the end of the week, get back to yourself. Go back to where who you are. I posted a great meme on my Instagram that talked about this. You are never lost. You never get lost. You might go along with someone else's program for a while, but the core of you is always there. And if that's what feels right to you, you can always start again. You can always kind of go back to, you can pick up where you left off with yourself. And if this involves family, or if you have children now, you are on your life path, right? But I do think that there might be something in some situations that are going on this week that are a little repulsive, like you are just really repelled by something that's going on in your life, and it's almost like you need to kind of understand it, and you kind of have to understand yourself. I do think by the end of the week, you're not going to be real clear about where to go next, but I don't think you have to be. I think all of this is very slow moving energy, very slow moving energy. You don't need to get where you're going overnight. Take your time. Definitely, you don't really want to make big decisions when you're in the Seven of Cups energy. So just kind of enjoy the rediscovery of yourself. If you're spending time with your children or your family, really kind of relish that. And I think a lot of understanding will come from that, with what what it is that you're going through. But, well, guys, oh gosh, that's a good week. That's a really good week. And honestly, I see a lot of support there too, guys. That's really nice, I see people either coming to you, or you kind of giving yourself that support, which is really wonderful. Or possibly supporting a child as well. So deck number 2, what's your energy for the week? Beginning of the week, deck number 2. What's our energy for the week? Okay. Ooh, can we clarify the Tower, please? Use one card to clarify the Tower. Ooh. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm going to take the top ones here. 8 of Cups, 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay. All right. Wow. Oh, this is so clear, guys. All right, end of the week. Middle of the week, I should say. Okay, that's clear. Good. Second 8. Star following Tower. End of the week, please. Oh. Strength and Chariot. Wow. You got a crazy week going on here, pile 2. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be real with you, because there's no BS in this read. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your mixed emotions cards. I'm curious here. Okay, you saw that. That's a popper. You got a popper worried. Okay. I'm worried. And then let's go ahead and get your meditation card, please. One meditation card. Wow. Oh, I love the feather. That's so great, guys. All right. So very, very clear here, guys. Beginning of the week, we got the Tower. And there are no bad cards in tarot, but we got the Tower. And the root of this energy is the Eight of Cups with the Three of Cups in reverse. You are walking away. You are walking away suddenly. Either that or someone is very suddenly walking away. Someone is very suddenly walking away from like a third party situation. There are cups here. There was investment made. Someone spent a long time investing a lot of emotional energy into something. And that all of those cups, and when you look at the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, you see 8 cups stacked up very neatly, and it almost looks like a sandcastle, or like Lego blocks, all those cups stacked on top of each other to make kind of a wall, right? But something very suddenly, it's going to become very clear that whatever this investment was, it was not serving you, right? It was a faulty foundation. Whatever it was that you were putting all of your emotional energy into was not giving back to you. The other thing I get is that I get the sense, like with the Three of Cups, that's definitely like a third party situation. There was interference, the lovers. Good God. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to reach for straws here to make it sound like it's like some family or work situation, but it's not. It's a love situation. This is very clearly love. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got 4 major arcanas. So this was a deep love relationship. And somebody was not making you a priority. There were 3 parties here. And you invested a lot of love. The other thing I get is that I think you were very patient with someone. You were very patient. You waited. I get the sense like you waited for someone. And it's just going to very suddenly become clear that this person was not giving you the same in return. So you're going to walk away. You're going to walk away. Now, just one other thing, guys, and I hate it, justice. Oh, gosh. With the justice card, you know what? Not to sound funny, but you know what? You walking away from someone might be someone's karma. The Chariot. Yeah, this is like justice. You've got so many majors popping out here, guys. You walking away from this person is probably, it needed to happen. To clear the air. I'm hearing clear the air. The other thing is that maybe someone clears the air with you. It's quite possible, honestly, guys. It's possible that maybe someone, if you've been in a third-party situation, someone might be leaving the other person to come to you. Because with justice and Chariot, that's like fast movement. That's like, fair treatment. But with this being the Tower, and this really is your energy, I get the sense like you're calling judgment on someone. Yeah, 2 of Wands, you're choosing the other. You're making a decision. You're making a decision. You're not second best to anyone. You don't wait for anyone. You've put a lot of love and caring into something. The other thing I kind of get is that maybe if there was a third-party situation, the other person is going to get exposed for involving you in it. Like the air is going to get cleared. Also, with this crown falling off, whoever this person is, I just really get the sense like I'm getting like a strong, like you've had enough. You're walking away. You're not part of any third party anything. You've invested enough. It's time that this be gone. I'm hearing poof, be gone. Like again, you're calling judgment on something, and you're doing it fast. You're walking away from it fast. And what's funny, and this isn't funny, I don't mean this in a, this is pretty dramatic here, guys. But in the middle of the week, you got the Death card, and this one is kind of a graphic death, but here you have the skeleton, and you see the 2 heads at the bottom, and look at it, kind of looks like the heads of the lovers, right? I think, you're transforming by the middle of the week. By the middle of the week, you know what? I'm not getting sadness from this, guys. I'm not getting sadness. You know what I'm almost seeing is I'm seeing that scene in, is it Waiting to Exhale? Waiting to Exhale. Sorry, I can't talk. Waiting to Exhale. When Angela Bassett finds out that, after all the years that she's been, supporting someone, he finds out that he's been unfaithful. So she throws all of his clothes in his car. She douses it with kerosene, and then she just lights. I'm not telling you to do this. Please don't do this. But, excuse me. I'm just kind of getting like, I'm not getting a whole lot of sadness. I'm just getting a whole lot of like mad as hell, not taking it anymore. And I don't have time for this. It's kind of like, bye. Okay, boy, bye. Girl, bye. Asshole, bye. To the left, to the left. All your shit in a box to the left. But yeah, this is most clearly love, guys. And I do think that you're casting judgment. And the other thing I get is you're doing what's fair by you. You're doing what's fair by you. Now, this could be someone walking away from you, but I don't think so. The other thing I get is by the middle of the week, because you got 2 8s. And the 8s are, the 8s are close to the 10. It's only 2 cards away from the 10, right? But underneath, you got the 8 of coins and the star underneath death. So you are metamorphosizing, guys. This is not a bad spread. The other thing I'm getting is you're a hard worker. That's why justice is coming out, guys, is because you've earned you've earned happiness. You don't need no crap. You stacked all those cups. You are supportive to someone emotionally. You work really, really hard. You walk the walk and talk the talk. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you love someone, you love them. And you support them. If they don't support you back, they're a loss. And that's where it's almost like being fair to yourself. But you are calling judgment on something. The other thing I'm kind of getting is maybe somebody is calling judgment on if you were treated unfairly, then the judgment might be being thrown down. And that could be from the universe. Maybe this other person's being exposed, and it does separate you. It collapses the tower, right? The tower is coming down. The faulty foundation is falling. But the star is the most positive. The star follows the tower in the tarot. It means that once everything has fallen, you might not have anything left of that situation, but you have hope. And the other thing I get is you have you. You know how hard you work. You can rebuild anything you want. You can rebuild it 10 times better. And I feel like with the Death card, you're ready to do that. That's really beautiful energy, guys. You're ready to do it. The other thing feel like you're doing it with like a real strength of purpose. So by the middle of the week, don't be afraid of this Death card. I honestly, with this Death card, death is about a natural. It's a death is a natural thing, and you could watch. I have a video on the How to Tarot for death. It's a very weighty card, but there are cycles with everything in life. Everything in life is living and breathing, and just like right now, if you're in the United States, we're about to go into fall. All the trees, all the leaves on the trees are going to start to turn brown, and they're going to fall. They're going to die. And those trees fall, and the trees biodegrade back into the ground, and they give the nutrients back to the earth in order to come back again in the spring. That's death. And you can't resist death. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. But the beautiful thing is that you have faith and hope. You're going to bet on yourself, right? The other thing is that it's going to give you justice by letting the cycle end. It's a natural cycle of letting go. But The other thing that I get is that I don't think anybody's getting over on you, pile two. This is not like one of those ugly, like, you know, but with these two aces, I'm sorry, two eights, these eights talk a lot about investment that you've made. You know, the Eight of Pentacles is about honing a craft. It's about working hard. The Eight of Cups is like about investing repeatedly and consistently, emotionally into something. And having to walk away because you're not getting your due in return. But by the middle of the week, you're going to be working real hard. But the other thing is I do get the sense like you're going to have justice, guys. This is kind of exciting. I do think that I don't think anything embarrassing is going to happen to you. I think these two cards are about letting something go, like straight out of Frozen, like let it go, let it go. Bye. Bye. See you in Wannabe. You know, and you're ready to work hard to move forward. You have hope for the future. You're ready to transform. You're ready to let the leaves fall and go back into the ground so a new cycle can begin. And that progression is going to be fair to you. The other thing I get is going to be real fast. The Chariot is real fast. Yeah, Two of Wands. You're going to choose the other path. You're going to choose a different path. Now, just for a few of you out there, just to put it out there, there might be something kind of publicly happening. If this is like a third-party situation, let me just promise you, your reputation will remain intact when the tower falls. If someone involved you in some kind of third-party situation, especially with these two heads here, I think somebody is going to get outed for it. And it's going to make the person that did the dirty look bad. It's going to make them look bad. You're not going to look bad. You know, I'm sorry, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing the lyric from the Selena Gomez song, Lose You to Love Me. But there's a lyric in that song where she said, I gave my all and they all know it. You know, you turned me down and now it's showing. That's the kind of strength I'm getting here, guys. Is that if you invested in something and someone kind of thought they were getting away with it, that tower is going to crumble. You're going to be exonerated from it. Again, justice. Like, I feel like you're going to be, you know, you're free to go. You didn't have any part of this. You know, I'm hearing that lyric. I gave my all and they all know it. You turned me down and now it's showing. So I do think that it is going to impact you, though. Just like in that song, you know, it's deep, it's heavy, but you're ready to let it go. I think you're really ready to let it go. The other thing is, oh my gosh, Justice really almost looks like Selena Gomez. It looks like her in that video, doesn't it? Wow. But by the middle of the week, there is hope, guys. It is going to feel a little heavy. It's never easy. You know, it's transformation. But the other thing I get is that with the star, if there's any fallout going on social media, people are going to know that you were not a part of this. If there was any bullshit, part of my French, I'm sorry, these videos are for over 18 anyway, but if there was any bullshit going on in this, you're going to be exonerated. You're going to be left out of it. But I do get the sense, like, you do, it almost looks like you're innocent, and it's, the other thing that I'm kind of getting here, guys, is it's like something about the way that you posted online up until now, people know. People just know, okay, no, she's a hard worker. She wouldn't be a part of that, you know. She got dragged into it, is kind of. But it is almost like the other thing I'm getting is you have to separate yourself from it. And you have to be kind of impartial. But it's interesting, the Justice card is a Libra card and the Star is an Aquarius card. So there's a lot of air energy here. It's funny, beginning of the week you got a lot of cups, a lot of emotions. By the middle of the week it's all about like air, it's about your money and your thoughts, and like the other thing I'm kind of getting is like you almost want to separate yourself from all the drama. You want to focus on work. It's like I think by the middle of the week you want to focus on work and you just want to kind of separate yourself. And I think people know very clearly that, you know, you might have had some kind of affiliation, but you weren't a part of anything shady. If anything, I feel like people feel bad for you for how much you invested. But the beautiful thing is that when you love that deeply, when you love that hard, if you've loved really deeply with one person, you can do it with another person. And I know, I'm sorry, I don't want that to sound trite. I know every relationship, and it's funny, I've had this conversation a lot, and I've had this experience in my life. Every relationship is unique. It's like a snowflake, you know? And you'll never find someone who's the exact same person that you went through this with. It's every relationship is different, but the beauty of that is that, you know, in with every new relationship there's new good. You know, there's beautiful new ways that it's better than what you left. And then there are new ways where it's not the same as what you left, but it's not bad, you know? So it's, you know, no two lovers are ever going to be the same. So maybe that's also what you're kind of thinking about by the middle of the week, like, you know, in kind of accepting it and letting it go. I think you are being very impartial. I don't think you're letting your emotions get the better of you. But I do think people know very clearly, like, if you were, I do get the sense like maybe someone kind of got you embroiled with something, but you walked away from it. You're like, okay, yeah, this is interesting, guys. By the end of the week, this is kind of neat. By the end of the week, you got the Knight of Swords. You got more swords energy. Um, Now, I'll be honest, by the end of the week, you might be popping off at the mouth a little bit. I know it's funny. I've got a lot of Libra in my chart, and God, when I start getting verbal, when I have no filter on my mouth, good God, you know, people are like sharp as a guillotine, really. But the other thing that I kind of get is maybe by the middle of the week, again, the tower is no joke. The tower is like sudden. Everybody knows, routers wire, you know, lightning strike. The other thing is these are two Aquarian cards, lightning strike, and you know, lightning is ruled by Aquarius. So I do think that you're handling things with a lot of grace, but I think by the end of the week, maybe I'm getting, you know what I'm almost getting is I'm getting a lot of talk, a lot of chatter, a lot of gossip. You might clap back a little bit. Like by the middle of the week, you're just kind of minding your own business. The other thing I get is you might be kind of mourning. Like again, you're going through. You know, when you go through a hard time in your life, you pull into your shell, and it's almost like you don't give a crap what people are saying or thinking. The other thing I get is that, you know, anything that you post online is you, right? Anything that you're, you know. I'm getting another Selena Gomez. I'm sorry, I do love Selena Gomez, but what is it? In the song "Ghost of You," there's you know, there's a great lyric. I think it's in the chorus of the song where she's like, "I'm living my life crazy loud. Like I have the right to. Like I have the right to post what I want. I have the right. You know, I invested all of this. It was not reciprocated. Someone kind of messed around with me, got me entangled with some bullshit." I've done my part, you know. What I post online, what I say, what I do, what I want to do, there are no flies on me. You know, you want to talk, you go talk. I have no time for that. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting by the end of the week. It's like, you're no BS, pile two. You're not having it. You're like, okay, fine. You wanna pick a little, talk a little, you know. Oh God, devil. We got the Lovers and the devil. And death. Um, um, just one other way I can kind of get this is that maybe if you were entangled in something, there definitely might be some chatter. With justice, sometimes when you call justice on someone, it can make that person feel like you're calling them out, and sometimes that makes people want to kind of like verbally fight back. But what I am kind of seeing here is I'm seeing that maybe moving away from this is going to take some time. Maybe you still have affiliations to this person that this tower is occurring with. I do see that you are getting a little like no filter, like you're setting people straight, right? One other way I can kind of see this too is that if this was cheating, because this is the Three of Cups in reverse, if you had to cut someone out because they were cheating, if there was any speculation about that, because the devil definitely talks about like sex addiction, it can be sex addictions, or someone being lecherous, someone really being a player. Maybe by the end of the week you might come out and be like, yeah, that person was a player. You know, you're being blunt about what you've been through, like what you were subjected to. The other thing I kind of get here with this is that maybe you do feel like you're tied or still tethered to this person or the situation, and by the end of the week or the weekend, you might be irritated, and you know how it is when you get irritated, you might start popping off the mouth a little bit. Just, it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction. You're quiet, you're just minding your business, and then especially when it's fresh, when something happens in the beginning of the week, if it happened over one weekend, the following weekend people are still going to be buzzing about it. So one person, the other thing I kind of get is if one person, you're it's like you don't want to be stuck tied to this person. You don't want to be associated with their bad behavior. Seven of Swords. Yeah. Oh my God. Ugh. I really think that you're calling justice on someone that might have been sneaking around and being promiscuous. And it's like you're irritated. You're trying to get away from this. You're trying to get away from this person. You don't want to be associated with it. And you might be popping off at the mouth. Either that or this night could be that person. It could be that person, because people get defensive. People get defensive when business, when dirty laundry starts getting aired, especially if it involves social media or people talking about it. You might have somebody either clapping back verbally, or through social media, defending their behavior, which was really shitty. Got the devil and the Seven of Swords, someone sneaking around and sleeping around. Sneaking and sleeping. Either that or you do not want to be associated with this. You want to get away from, you don't want to be affiliated with it. You work too hard for that. You're done. You're done. Now, just one other way to throw it out there is that, I do think this is romance related, guys. I think it is a bridging theme. I think that's going to be the focus, because these are heavy cards. Gosh, guys, you got Death, Devil, Tower, Star, Justice, Lovers. And that's a very well shuffled deck. I don't get this many majors, mostly. I do think that you're fighting against injustice by the end of the week. I think you're tired. You don't want to be tied down to this. Yes, Seven of Wands. Oh my God. Fighting back. Ten of Swords. Yes. I feel like if you feel like someone has done you dirty or something got exposed, you were deemed as an innocent. You were affected by it. You invested a lot. You work hard. I think people know who you are. The other thing is you're a very fair person. But you're not having it. You're going to be fighting back against this crap. You don't want to be tied or tethered to any of this negativity. You just want to get away. But I do think that by the end of the week, you might be a little irritated, and you might be you might be. It's funny. I don't actually get posting with the star, I'm seeing more of that, I'm getting more of a social media vibe with that. But by the end of the week, I almost get the feeling like this is an actual conversation with someone. Like you're really saying the words, or someone's hearing you talk about this. But I feel like you're resisting. The other thing I kind of get is that sometimes when we get really riled up, when you get really riled up, I know I'm a very fair person, but sometimes when I'm, if I'm not in a real articulate mood, and actually we are going into, what is it? Actually, by the end of the week, we're going into Mercury retrograde in Libra. Holy Toledo. Mercury retrograde in Libra. So you might not be very articulate. You might kind of trip over your words. The other thing is that you might be so passionate about what you want to say. One other thing that I get is that I feel like you've been quiet for so long. By the time you finally come out and say it, like, okay, yeah, I got screwed over. Someone was doing this, doing that, It's almost like, how do you say it in a nice way, You're trying to be fair to people, but, it feels like you're defending yourself. Now, here, your two cards is you got worried, concerned, troubled, uneasy, and you got unself-consciousness. Unself-consciousness is, like everything in nature, your body will change with the seasons and the years. Learn to be comfortable with yourself at every age and accept the cycle of life. As you meditate, repeat these thoughts to yourself. I am a small wave in the ocean of existence. I will change with the tides and I will accept these changes. I am gradually being absorbed into the ocean of existence. All is water and nothing more. Now, sometimes the lovers can be a choice. But yeah, guys, I just think with the worried card, this could be one of two things. Maybe you are kind of worried about someone being sick. The other thing is that maybe whoever's involved in this situation, maybe you're worried. Maybe you're worried about being affiliated. Maybe, again, I feel like some kind of situation is being exposed, or something is coming to light, and I feel like you're getting entangled in it, like you've been implicated somehow. I think people will realize that if it was something kind of nasty, they're going to see that you're not like that. You've never been like that. So but I think that you're worried about how people are going to view you, or you're worried, possibly the people involved might be worried that you might out them or say something about them. But I do think with unself-consciousness, the other thing is that feathers are a sign of your angels protecting you. I read this interesting online article that said that when it's a white feather, it means your angels are with you. Anytime you see a black feather, it means that your angels are going to battle for you. Like they're fighting for you right now. And it's funny, I've been finding a lot of black feathers lately. I actually found a white and black striped one. I was like, oh wow, well, we're going to go to plaid with this soon, right? My angels are working hard, right? But the unself-consciousness just means don't be afraid to speak your truth. That's the other thing. It might not come out real articulate. You might be worried. You might be worried how people are viewing you. You might be worried about what people are saying. You might really want to separate yourself, but I feel like you're going to have to, by the end of the week, you're going to feel like you're fighting a little bit. You're either fighting back against what people are saying about you, or you're fighting to break free, to get away. Because the other thing about the devil is that if this was a situation that involved love, there's a reason why the two figures in the devil is Adam and Eve. It's like when when you love someone, if they didn't do right by you, it's not easy to just up and walk away, and it's not easy to be like, to have like a speech written about what you're gonna say. Sometimes what you're thinking just comes out your mouth, and that's your right. You're the one who lived through it. You're the one who's dealing with the crap. But by the end of the week, I think you just want to break free. You just want to break free. But it is saying that your advice is like you're going to be worried. These are some major changes, but just try to be unself-conscious. Just try to speak your truth and be you. I think people know how hard you work. That's the other thing. People know, and there's hope ahead. There's hope ahead. It's just clearing the air. The tower gets a bad rap, but it really does clear the air, though. I like it for that reason. You know, that's the one benefit of the tower, is that it's shocking and it shakes up your world, but it's a hard reset. It sets things up where you can start again, and that's a good thing. All right, so pile number 3, the Sun and Moon Tarot. So pile number 3, what's your energy for the week? Pile number 3. Ooh, okay. Tower in the first position again. Holy Toledo, guys. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. I mean, we've had the same card in the same position, but not... Whoa. I might have some cross watchers. Prince of Cups, King of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Okay, middle of the week, please. Eight of Pentacles. We had the Eight of Pentacles in the middle position, the middle deck. Please clarify one. Okay, thank you. Three of Pentacles. Okay, end of week. Okay, here's one more card. The Hermit. Oh, sweetie pea. Hanged Man in reverse. These are both such spiritual cards. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get your mixed emotions. Peaceful. Wow, wow, this is really, we're getting a lot of synchronicities. Wow, pile 3. Okay, and let's go ahead and get your meditation card. What's our advice? I'm glad I went with the second deck. That was solitude, peaceful, hermit. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. Now, again, we might have a few cross watchers because we did have the Tower in the first position. We also had the Eight of Pentacles in the middle position in the middle deck. But here in the beginning of the week, we've got the Four of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Prince of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. Oh, that's the Knight of Cups. This is the Princess. Wow. Underneath the Tower. Now, wow, guys. Now this is actually, I'm actually getting kind of a happy energy here. You could have, we have the Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups, and then we have the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups, and then we have the King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. In the beginning of the week or over the weekend, you might have someone come to you kind of out of the blue. I'm kind of getting like an unexpected visitor. The Prince of Cups, the Knight of Cups is like the grand gesture. It's like, you know, like Lloyd Dobler standing outside your window with the boombox. It's kind of like that. So you might have, this is actually really kind of beautiful, guys. You might have kind of like a sudden, you might have some kind of sudden visitor or someone coming to you, because it says completion, and this is the Four of Wands. You might, I feel like over the weekend and in the beginning of the week, you might have someone who is kind of like, I always see the Four of Wands as being like, speaking subliminally to someone. Like if you're close to someone, and it could be a boyfriend, it could be a girlfriend, it could be a love interest, and it's almost like it's almost like you sense one another, like, because that's the other thing with dolphins, is that dolphins really talk a lot about subliminal communication. Like, one way that I can kind of read this too is that maybe something kind of sudden happens. Have you ever had it where like you hear about it a lot with mothers and children too. Like maybe you get into a car accident and somehow your mom just knows. She knows something's wrong, right? And then she starts calling you. I'm getting the same kind of energy, except I'm getting it with like a male counterpart. So if you're a woman watching this, it's almost like something sudden happens and someone reaches out to you because of it. Like they know something's wrong and they're coming to you, right? There's a grand gesture. It's like they sense what's going on. And you see how the other thing I'm getting is you see how they have their feet to the fire, but they're balancing each other out. One other way I read this is that you might have something kind of sudden happen, but you might have like a King of Pentacles come to your rescue. I do get the sense like it's romantic though. This could be your husband. It could be, I don't think it's a father. I'm getting a lot more romantic from it, like someone who cares about you. But one other way I can kind of read this is that maybe something kind of sudden happens to you and you have someone come up to you to support you, because the King of Pentacles is very solid. Like he's both solid financially, but he's reliable. Like he's there for you. The other thing is that he helps balance you out. Like if you're feeling like you're about to fall, he's there to be your counterbalance. And I do get the sense like he just somehow he knew something was going on, something was going down. But I do get the sense like this is someone very supportive that I am getting like out of the blue, like sudden, not expected. You're not expecting this at all. So this could be someone showing up out of the blue. Now, the gifts, normally the King of Pentacles is very financial. Like if you know, I would say that if the King of Cups is making if the King of Pentacles is making an overture, he might bring you a physical gift, or he might ask you out to dinner, or or pay a bill for you. But with the two dolphins being here, I feel like this person is going to come to you in some kind of emotionally supportive way. Like, the other thing I kind of get is that this King of Pentacles he's not a gushy guy, right? He's not warm and fuzzy with his feelings. He's almost like the Emperor. He's got a really not tough exterior, but he's very reserved. He doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He's very dignified, right? He's not one to come up and be like, do you need a hug? Normally he's not that type, but I feel like he's almost going to get into that energy because he knows you need it. Again, the other thing is you see how he's wearing stripes? You see how he's wearing a striped shirt and this person's wearing striped shirts? He's there to help balance you. I feel like you're going to have your feet to the fire because there's also fire in the tower. Something sudden's going to happen, and a very, very stable man is going to make a gesture to you. This person, just like he subliminally knows something's wrong or something's going to happen, and suddenly that's going to be a shock or a surprise. And a very stable, secure man is going to know that you need help. He's going to be there to balance you, to counterbalance you. It's going to be like it's going to be an emotional sign of support from a very practical person. Someone who doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve is going to come forth. And the Page of Cups is like a really sweet, sincere kind of like, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Even though this person's not a hugger, right? Either that or a King of Pentacles is like going to show up at your door. This could very well be in like an overture of love, guys, from someone that you feel like is really your counterpart. Now, I don't think that they'll be bearing physical gifts, but it's going to be like a real sweet, sentimental. You might go for a walk. You might go for a walk near water. You might go for a walk near a lake or something. The other thing I kind of get is I get like it's going to be just like a slow walk. Like you see how the horse is grazing. Like maybe you just kind of walk around. This is kind of sweet, guys. Maybe someone really does kind of show up at your door and says, hey, you want to hang out? But it's going to come at a time when you really need someone. And it is going to be a grand gesture. It's going to be a grand gesture. The other thing I see is this is kind of sunset. So maybe you do kind of go for a walk at sunset. But it's going to feel really supportive. This is really beautiful energy over the weekend and the beginning of the week, guys. And it is going to be unexpected. Now, by the middle of the week, you got the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. This is work, work, work. You know, you're going to work. Queen of Swords, yeah. You're going to work. I think by the middle of the week, I just really feel like you're going to be preoccupied with work. Work might be busy enough where you're actually feeling kind of distracted. Like you see how the Three of Pentacles, he's like, it's spray paint art, but you see how engrossed he is. He's like not paying attention, you know. The other thing I see is that with the Eight of Pentacles, you see how she's kind of gathering up the blooms. Maybe this time of year your work is kind of picking up because I'm hearing kind of pipeline, like maybe you're finishing up like work that you started a little while ago. I do also think that you might be communicating with other people or other departments. But this is a really beautiful energy. I feel like you're just you're going with the flow. The other thing I get is that the Eight of Pentacles really is I do get the sense like maybe you do things for other departments. Maybe you have to something about this graffiti art. Maybe you post things that other people have to see and interpret. So maybe you do some kind of job that's some kind of fulfillment, you know, where either that or the notes that you put on some kind of, like if you work with cases or something, or if you work with paperwork, you know, the notations or the things that you write down are utilized by other people or other departments. But you know what? I am almost getting three different energies here, guys. Like you're gonna, it doesn't mean that this isn't your energy for the week, but I just think that beginning of the week is going to be really kind of romantic. Middle of the week is going to be super work related. Like again, you're doing your thing. You're helping other people. You're very industrious, very hardworking, and you're just going to be all kind of engrossed in what you do. And I do think what you do helps or supports other people. Now, by the end of the week, oh my gosh, guys, the middle deck got worried too. Worry and worried. Wow. I wonder, guys, if you're watching this at the time it posts, there is a lot of world events going on. There's some insanity going on in the world right now where, you know, maybe you really do. The other thing is that the King of Pentacles can be a boss. But with the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands, I feel like this is definitely more like I'm getting more of a romantic vibe from that. You know, maybe someone that is a romantic interest is also a businessman and can give you some advice. That's the other thing. Maybe you go for a walk and someone really kind of gives you some advice. But I am getting more romance. Just, you know, I see, again, with the counterbalance, I'm not even getting a real seriousness from that. It's almost like, you know, just enjoying each other's company. But by the end of the week, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So, and it does say worry. I think by the end of the week, guys, underneath the Five of Pentacles, you have the Hanged Man in the reverse. and you got the Hermit. These two cards are the most spiritual. The Hanged Man in the upright is being in an uncomfortable position but seeing the higher meaning, the higher spiritual purpose. The Hermit is about going up to the mountaintops and reflecting on all the experiences that you've had until now. I feel like by the end of the week you're going to be very scared about something. You're going to be worried. You're worried about something going, and I wonder if it has to do with this Tower. You know how sometimes events kind of hit, and you know it happened, that it gets announced, and you know the Tower is struck, right? It's the, you know, the information has hit the router's wire. But it's almost like it takes a few days. It's almost like it takes a few days for it to actually sink in or settle in, or, you know, either that, or it's like, okay, there's really nothing I can do to change this right now. Let me just focus on my work. But by the time you get to the weekend and you're not at work, and, you know, you have some time to really ruminate about it, you start to get fearful. You start to worry, okay, is my stability going away? Or the other thing I get is the Five of Pentacles is about being ostracized. It's about being left out in the cold. It's about not being supported. But what I really get from the Hanged Man and the Hermit here, the Hanged Man is in reverse. You are worried. Like this, the Hanged Man in the upright is being in an uncomfortable position but seeing the higher meaning of it. When he is in the reverse, he does not see the higher meaning of this situation. It's you're just hanging upside down, feeling like this. I feel like you feel vulnerable and you don't understand, not in a bad way. I think you know what's happening, but it's almost like that feeling like, I don't understand. Why does this have to happen? What the hell? You know? And the other thing that I get that's really kind of sad about this is that both of these cards are about surrender in kind of a negative sense. I do get the feeling like you almost want to curl up in a ball because you feel like you can't do anything. And that's something with the Hanged Man. You feel like you can't do anything. You're in a state of suspension, but it's not you're not seeing the positive of that suspension. You feel like, you know, it's funny, pile 3 last week, you had the Hanged Man in reverse again, in that same position. But what's beautiful about this is that I really love the fact you got the Hermit. You know what I'm thinking when I see this combination, guys, is that sometimes life throws you curveballs, right? I'll even share a personal experience. There was a time I had an employer that I really didn't like that much. I wasn't even really happy in that job, but they kept paying me less and less money. They wanted me to just up and quit, and that just felt really cruel to me, because I was recruited to the company. I was promised a certain position that they never gave me. And then they tried to, there's a term in business that's called manage you out. When oh, okay, well, we don't need you anymore, so let's just make you so miserable that you'll want to leave. And then we're off the hook, even though we lured you over here and said we were going to do this for you. And it was not a good company. I was very grateful to leave them, and I don't say that very often. Every employer I've ever had before that and since then have been wonderful, and I'm grateful. But that one employer, that was a very uncomfortable situation, and I was angry. But there was nothing I could do about it, right? I just felt... And I did. You start to feel worried and depressed. You feel vulnerable. You feel like there's nothing you can do. But I got through that situation. And one way that you can really kind of support yourself if you have some craziness going on, if you have some tower moments going on, and it really makes you worried, it makes you feel like it's out of control, like you don't know what to do. You're trying to keep your peace, but you're terrified, you're vulnerable, you feel susceptible. The Hermit is such a beautiful solution to that kind of energy, because the Hermit talks about, look at how far you've come. The Hermit is a wise man that's holding a star in a lantern. Like, you can light your way with the star, right? The other thing is that this too shall pass, right? Sometimes when I am feeling at my worst, what I like to do is I like to think back to a time when I've experienced something challenging like that, right? Like, every single time. And actually, I do refer back to when I left that company as well, because that was a very unstable time. I felt upset. I didn't want to quit my job, but I wasn't happy with my job. And then, it became this like circle of really kind of draining emotions. And you feel powerless. There we go, powerless. You feel powerless, you feel worried, you feel stressed. But the beautiful thing about the Hermit is the Hermit says, look back on all of your life experiences and look at how far you've come. In your past, you have faced big challenges, right? I mean, think about it. Whatever it is that's happening that is making you feel powerless, think back to another situation in your life where you felt the same way, and you made it through that situation. The other thing that I get with the Hermit as well is take heart that things, you trust yourself to make the right decisions in this situation. You will do what's right. And also, but it does talk about a lot about looking back at what you've been in challenging situations before. Just one way to kind of get over this energy, to not feel like a victim, to not feel ostracized or not feel like you're out in the cold, maybe you can turn to either religion, or what I really see with the Hermit is maybe you do need to get away to someplace quiet. You need solitude. You need to pull into yourself. Maybe you need to turn off the news. Maybe you need to, this looks like it is a weekend where you might need to meditate and kind of go within. Because let me just show you these three guys. You've got the Hermit, you've got peaceful, and you've got solitude. And look at this, guys. Maybe you need to go to the lake. Maybe you need to get away into nature. Because that's the other thing, is that maybe you're in the city, or you're in the metropolis, and you just need to get out into nature. You need to get away. If you've ever looked up the term sabbatical, sabbatical is like the monks in Tibet, or I one time I visited Spain, and there's a monastery up on a hill, and it's the most peaceful thing ever. Just pull away, pull into yourself. Think about your life, think about your goals, think about how far you've come, think about the wisdom that you've gained from all of the experiences that you've had up until now. And so here it says peaceful, calm, serene, and centered. Here you go, guys. It's asking you to get centered. It's asking you to get centered. And here you got solitude. So I am seeing what looks like someone kind of meditating, but here we have solitude, and it says, unlike loneliness, solitude is desirable, bringing the calm and peace. Calm and peaceful, guys. Oh my God. Bringing the calm and peace of mind that are necessary to resolve problems and conflicts. The calm and peace of mind that's necessary to resolve problems and conflicts. Find time to be alone with your thoughts and consider the following. I am here in the present, absorbing the air and every breeze. I can immerse myself in the experience, losing my thoughts to the colors of nature. The colors of nature, guys. maybe you need to look at a sunset. As I become one with my surroundings, I feel their connection with my innermost self. Bathed in calm, I think more clearly. There you go, guys. Maybe we're not thinking clearly because that worry is really starting, fear, feeling alone, feeling, cast out, Here, take that solitude, take that peace, and it is telling you the answers to your problem will come if you get away, possibly in nature near a lake, or it doesn't have to be anything real big. You don't have to travel to go anywhere. I always say any little patch of land, but here it really is kind of indicating water. But just kind of breathe and allow yourself to be still. Allow yourself to be still. But that's really beautiful, guys. I think the Hermit energy will help save you, because last week you had the Hanged Man in the reverse as well. But wow, there's definitely a bridge. I do feel like this is kind of three different things. I mean, these two might be related because the Pentacles are kind of work related. But I do think that you're going to have the support. A King of Pentacles character is really going to come to your aid, and they somehow are going to know. Maybe something happens, but somehow, like through the subliminal, through the I feel like you're kind of psychically connected to this person. It's almost like they know when you're in distress, or they know when they need to be there for you. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, it went away. And then by the end of the week, if you're feeling worried or you're feeling vulnerable or powerless, the Hermit energy here, the Hermit energy is the way forward. The Hermit energy is the solution, But wow, guys, oh my goodness. Reading these cards is always powerful, guys, I swear. So yet again, we've got another really powerful week, but all three piles are really good, guys. All three piles. Pile 2 too. Also, keep the faith. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Pile 2, we might want to watch our mouth a little bit, but well, you do you. If you got to say it, you say it, right? But I thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope everyone has a good week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.